puts us at 82, 49, and 8 on the season, hitting at a 62.5% clip.
Back-to-back golden boots. That's 3 in a row for me. Free too, man. Like, not a dime. That's called being for the people.
It's over! The Columbus Crew, 2023 MLS Cup champions!
All right. Welcome in, everybody, to the MLS Live podcast, as always on Sports Profit TV. And the season is moving along. We are already on to week 6 now. It seems like it just started yesterday, but here we are. If you follow the Twitter page, you'll see we've recapped every week so far, going for 5 straight winning weeks. So feeling really good about our feel for what teams are doing and tactics and new players and all that good stuff. Garrett, how are we feeling, brother?
Good, man. Like you said, we got locked in quick, right? That first week, was a little bit of a downer, but then after that, it's just been different, man. We're locked in. We're feeling good, like where things are going.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely. Fresh off of international break, which that will have some effect on some of these handicaps. We're going to do our best. Just like we did last week as far as the absences and some of the returns. Some players will return, some will be a little iffy in some of the plays that we're involved in, and then some players left and hardly got any PT on the international front, like Giacomakis. Giacomakis comes to mind. He didn't play a whole lot for Greece. I was hoping to see him play more, but he didn't, so he should be good to go. And there's some other guys like that, but yeah, let me plug the sponsor real quick, and then we'll get into week 6 picks. All right, guys, talked about this a little bit last week. Brand new partner for the show. I'm super excited about it because I'm not partnering with a sports book. I'm not it feels good. It doesn't feel like, oh, you gotta go spend money and bet with a sports book for the show to make money or whatever. That's not what this is. This is OddsJam. This is right now the #1 arbitrage and plus EV betting tools, basically in the sports betting industry. These guys are kicking butt. More information and more data than any other site I've seen. And last week was the first show that we announced a partnership. I've already had 2 people DM me and use the promo code that I'm going to give you guys after I give this quick example. It's a big discount. So I'll get to that in a second. But real quick, just kind of want to show you. This is a screenshot. I did ask the guys at OddsJam if I was allowed to use this, because I don't like, this is for tomorrow. So I didn't want to give their goods away without asking, but I did ask them, and they told me it was okay to show you guys for the promo purposes. So Warriors and Magic tomorrow. Warriors are +3, plus 150 on Bet365 and at the Hard Rock, and then the Magic are -3 at PointsBet at -110. So do the math in your head. You got $100 on the Warriors or $190. It gives an example there on the Warriors, +3 at +150, $250 at -110 on the Magic. Somebody's got to win. Like there's no trick to this. One of the 2 teams wins, and you get a 7.62% guaranteed return with this state-of-the-art arbitrage tool. Once you pay the subscription, really all you need to do, you just need to make sure that you're prepared with your bankroll, and it helps you with pricing tools and all that good stuff. It shows you how to do it, and it's guaranteed returns. There's also a live betting tool with the arbitrage. And I've seen some returns as high as 20-25% on that live tool. And that's remarkable. It's really nuts. I've been having a lot of fun with it the past week, to say the least. So, if you are interested in that, the link is in the description of the video, and you can use my promo code PROPH 35, and that gets you 35% off. You can also DM me on Twitter and ask me about it if you want to see, screenshots about how the tool works. And the Plus EV is really fantastic too. I've got some buddies that just do the Plus EV betting on there, and they're kicking butt as well. But that's a pretty big discount. So definitely use the promo code if you decide to hit the link, or just DM me for questions. But All right, let's go ahead and get to it then. All righty, first game on the docket for week 6 of MLS. Good all enter Miami. It's fun to get involved with these guys. Obviously, they're kind of the face of the league right now with Messi. Messi looks like he may not be a part of this one, but we still are going to find some value. And Garrett, this is your play, so you can kick us off.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just taking the straight money line here. They're giving me a playable money line. So it's Miami -130 versus NYCFC. Miami's getting as many as 6 guys back from international break. That doesn't include Messi. Messi is still out. I did not expect him to play last weekend or this weekend because the whole country of Argentina would have had a fit had he played and not gone for the national squad. So I expected him out this weekend. I got confirmation a couple hours ago that he is out. The goal is to try to get him against Monterrey the week after. But I just expect Miami to take those guys back. A lot of starters there, and Tata's going to have them ready, man. I mean, like they got thrashed by the Red Bulls, just embarrassed, and we're talking about a core of guys who are used to winning. You know, Alba, Busquets,
Yeah.
Messi, like that, Suarez, like they're not used to getting thrashed like that. So I expect Miami to come out with a fire. Luckily, they're getting a toothless NYCFC side who have taken only 3 points from the first 15 possible on the season. They're 0-3 on the road with a -4 goal differential. Like I said, I called them toothless. They are averaging 0.84 expected goals a game. That's in the bottom third of the league. When you're looking at defense, they're giving up 1.3 expected goals against the game. That is that's in the upper half of the worst teams in the league. They just don't do anything well right now, and I really think it's just a terrible time to get this Miami side right, who's going to want to respond. So yeah, the fact that this money line's playable to me is very interesting, and so I'll buy it on it at -130.
Yeah, so I got to thinking about this play when we talked about whether Messi was going to be available or not. We've already gotten to see this team without Messi, right? And they've looked pretty good, actually. At Montreal, they were a little sloppy defensively, but unfortunate, really. When you look at the XG, they created almost 3 expected goals at home without Messi on the field. And then they also went to DC United, who's been one of the better teams so far, as you know, in regards to the standings in Major League Soccer right now, and beat them like a drum without Messi 3-1 on the road. So this team has come a long way from last year when Messi first got here, and it was like, if Messi's on the field, let's do it because Messi's going to do his thing. He's going to have Messi magic. To now, they're actually a team, and they're playing like a team, whether he's on the field or not. Obviously, you want Messi, on the field, but for this game in particular, wow! I mean, one of the best coaches in the league's a still very good roster without Messi versus one of, if not, probably bottom 2 coaches in Major League Soccer right now with Cushing at NYC. So
100%. It's Wolf and then Cushing. Like
yeah,
those are your bottom 2.
That's in that order. So yeah, I dig it. I mean, we had high hopes about some of the young talent in NYC, but that's obviously going to take some time. They're not even really getting to play much. So I'm cool with this one. This one, honestly, early goal goes in, might be a runaway freight train, to be honest with you, because I don't know how NYC gets back in this game if Miami scores early. So all righty. Yeah, we just gave it away. Thanks for joining us once again, Stefan. Right there at the bottom of the screen on the ticker is Miami money line, and on our American books, money line is to win. So that's the first play of the show. On to the next. Let me get this banner here. And Garrett's got more plays than me today, so you're going to go double barrel here on the first 2. And I love this play. Probably going to be on it myself, so we'll kind of both take credit for this one. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I put this one out, I think Sunday-ish is when I think I posted it on Twitter. So just throwing it here in the show in case you missed it. But it is going to be Galaxy team total over 1.5. I think, yeah, it's posted at 110. It's already moved on that book. I'm checking.
There's still some 110s like offshore. I think I found a couple before the show.
Another book. Well, FanDuel was actually better the other day, but I was out of the state, so I could not play it when I did. But it's already moved too. So yeah, I'm not seeing too many 110s in the domestic books. So I expected this line to move. That's why I grabbed it Sunday. Weather was an issue for me as far as there's going to be rain. It's a matter of how much, like how hard is it, stuff like that. That is still not as clear as I would like it to be. Granted, though, it is Tuesday and that's a Saturday game. So like in a couple, as we get closer to Saturday, you'll get more clarity there. But it's a low enough line that I think I could still play another unit potentially at -120, -125, something around there. But I did at least want to get one unit on early. Man, this is weird for a Seattle team to be in this situation. Winless, we're only one of 3 winless teams in the league right now, and the defense, man, like one of their regular calling cards is just not there right now.
No.
I don't like the 4-4-2. Like, I don't think it works for them. So another one is just for one unit right now because I just have a gut feeling we might see a different formation here from Seattle instead of the 4-4-2 we've seen this season so far. Simply because I don't know how many times you bang your head against the wall and it not work, right? Like, why do you keep doing the same thing over again? So it's interesting. But at 110, I'm not passing that up, man. We've talked about this Galaxy attack almost every show this season. I'm not passing up a -110. -110 is what I expect this to be in Seattle.
Right.
At home for LA. Like that's an auto play. Like they could be playing anyone. That's an auto play for me almost right now. So yeah, that's just I'm throwing it in for the show just because in case you missed it, we wanted you to see this line. This is a line that, again, it's already moved. It's moved anywhere between 5 and 10 cents since I posted it Sunday. It'll continue to move as we get closer to the weekend. This is a very popular play, both I think for sharps and for public. Like the Galaxy attack is a play you're going to want to keep hitting right now.
Yeah, and like you said, this is an auto play. Even on the road, like at the plus money numbers that they've been giving us, Galaxy team total has pretty much been an auto play. So at home it's wild, and you hit the nail on the head here. This is a Seattle defense that you can pretty much bank on being like one of the best 2 or 3 in the league, for a long time now. Right now, they're 16th in expected goals allowed in Major League Soccer. So big difference. A big part of that.
They have not seen an attack like LA yet.
No, and I was just about to mention that. They've played Colorado and Austin in 2 of their 4 games. So considering that, then those expected goal numbers are really bad.
I think we talked about last week San Jose and just how they're not creating enough. It was last week or 2 weeks ago, and San Jose puts 3 on them.
They went off.
It's just
on
like
them.
The 4-4-2, especially on the road, is not working for Seattle.
I agree, and also they desperately need João Paulo, a healthy João Paulo in there, and he's, he hasn't even come off the bench this year. So, yeah, I think Seattle could be in some trouble. Okay, on to the next one. My first show play here. We just talked about San Jose a little bit and what they did to Seattle. I'm gonna back them here. I'm gonna see if I can try and get away with fading Houston just once this year. They are just pesky. Honestly, they're really pesky, and their roster is thin. But I'm going to try to take advantage of it. Obviously, they still have some depth issues in Houston. I think San Jose is turning the corner a little bit. This is a team that is actually, what is it? San Jose is one of only 11 teams in Major League Soccer with an expected goal difference above 1 expected goal. So they're not getting destroyed. Obviously, expected goals is not everything. Like, you still have to look at quality, and you still have to look at, a number of other factors. However, I do think that could indicate some positive regression coming the way of the Earthquakes, and they should be confident after a really solid home win against the Sounders. Now they're going to play Houston, who is still very thin depth wise and injury wise. I think San Jose can get a point here. I think that they are due for some positive regression. And look, Houston's got to get worn down at some point. Like they have almost no quality subs coming off the bench at all. So I'm going to back San Jose on the double chance here, or plus a half a goal for slight plus money. And I think that they can go down and get a point, maybe even possibly even win if they get on the board first. But I'll play it with a double chance.
Yeah, this play was interesting when you sent it to me. We've talked about in seasons past just the strong start Houston is at home, like not start, but just how their form when they're at home. And yeah, man, this San Jose team is like it is a hard team for me to wrap my hands around and really understand. I mean, they've got like that 18-year-old Nico who might be like the real deal. Like that, the kid looks good. They're kind of orchestrating the offense. And that's not easy for an 18-year-old to do, right? And you've got talent there on the wings in an attack. Yeah, I just don't know what to make of this team, right? Like I feel like they should be better than they are, but I think I felt like that for multiple seasons now.
Yeah.
And so like, sure, there's a world where I'm just wrong about the Quakes, right? Like maybe they're just not as good as I thought they would be. And I hate this Houston side. And I hate Houston's coach. Like I don't enjoy it, but Houston, the thing I will say about Houston is regardless of not having that top attacking talent, stuff like that, they know who they are.
Yeah.
And they know what they're going to run. And so this play is just super interesting to me. This game could be 0-0. This game could be 2-2. Like it's very hard for me to land on where this game goes. There's so many different outcomes, but I do like that plus money at the double chance. Like, sure, there's a world where Houston wins, but I think it's a little much making double chance plus money for San Jose.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I got caught taking an L last week, fading this Houston team. Houston was on the road at Colorado. Colorado's really bad. They're probably the second worst team in Major League Soccer behind Austin right now. I think San Jose is definitely a lot better than Colorado. I don't think San Jose is great by any means, but I've got to try to make a little hay on this Houston injury and depth situation, right now before they heal up and before Herrera comes back and before they get some reinforcements in there. So I don't hate this spot. You mentioned the plus money. That's a big part of it, but this is definitely another spot bet for me, fading Houston. And I like that San Jose is, they have confidence here and, potentially starting to round into form. And definitely, like I said, the analytics behind this team look better than the results they've had so far. So I'm willing to put a unit on it here. All right, on to the next one that we talked about before the show a little bit, that I called the toilet bowl, because it's pretty self-explanatory. These two teams, man, in particular, my Verde and Black, but yeah.
Well, we talked about, like, you just mentioned San Jose at plus money being part of it. Here we are again. I'm getting plus money against a team playing the worst team in MLS as far as in Austin. Austin are just terrible. We've talked about it on the show before. I find it interesting. They've lost the expected goal battle in every match so far this season. So I think they've just been extremely fortunate to get 3 draws. They're last in the league in expected goals. They're worst in the league in expected goals against, where they're giving up well over 2 goals a game expected. So like they're just, that's bad. And to be fair, Dallas haven't created much either. They only have a 4-game sample size instead of 5 so far this season. They were off last week during the international break. So that was nice to get some rest when other teams were in like a less than ideal scenario. And we talked about Dallas's defense. It's not up to par, right? They don't have the same defensive talent they've had in the past, but still mid-table-ish. Like a defense like that is still going to trouble a team who is the worst team in creating.
Yeah.
So a mid-table defense is still going to give Austin a hard time. We got Musa and Fiera. They now have 195 minutes together on the field, right? So we're trying to build some chemistry here. I do hope this week off has helped with that training and they start clicking a little more because Dallas absolutely needs them both to go. But I did want to point that out. They've played 4 matches, but these two have played less than 200 minutes together, this season so far. So we haven't even seen what this Dallas team, I think, really is yet. And if you're trying to find your groove or start to, build some momentum or get going, a team like Austin would be a great team to do that against, right? A team that's not good at anything. But here I'm getting the draw no bet for plus money. I expect Dallas to win, but I get a little push protection here too, just in case they happen to, haven't not be at their best and get a draw here, or if Austin sneaks out another one. But at plus money, I wasn't passing this up.
Yeah, man, this Austin team, I think is in total disarray too, because I follow them closely. Obviously, I watch the press conferences after the games. Wolf won't take any accountability, responsibility, nothing. Like he's not. Most coaches would say like for example, by the way, and there's this really funny guy on Twitter that retweets this every single week. He says, since August 2nd, 2023, when Austin traded Fagundes to LA Galaxy, we've only won 1 game. Since August 2nd of 2023. And he retweets it every single match day because we never win. And so, but anyways, most coaches would say, yeah, we haven't won. We only won 1 game since August of 2023. That's on me. I've got to fix this. I've got, I got to dig in. I got to find. No, dude, Wolf is like, this is a team. We accept this responsibility as a team. Like he's clearly like he's beyond on the hot seat. And is fighting for his life and shouldn't even still be here, but he is. So anyways, yeah, Austin in total disarray. So this play, I think this suits FC Dallas well to be on the road, because I don't think Austin can break down FC Dallas. I know you said that they're not as talented defensively as they have been, but FC Dallas is still a defensive team and they're still organized, right?
Austin have 2 games already this year. I understand we've only played 5. They have 2 games where they have not had a shot inside the box.
Oh my
inside the 18-yard line. 2 games without a single shot inside the box.
They're hardly averaging a half of expected goal a game right now.
Yeah, no, it's just a bad time in Austin. And so when you give me a line like this, because Dallas gets to stay in Texas, they're not going far. Yeah, plus money all day.
Yeah, it's a drive. It's a drive down I-35. So, yep, I dig it. Okay, on to the next. It breaks my heart, but at this point, just lose, and make it as ugly as can so we can start the rebuild, right? But, all right, my second play is going to be a really fun unders parlay, and everybody loves unders, right? Maybe the fact that this is a parlay will offset, the fact that these are unders and make it a little more fun. Toronto Sporting Kansas City. This is going to be in Toronto, under 3.5, and LAFC at Colorado under 3.5. I'm putting those two together. Insigne, hamstring injury, was wearing flip-flops at practice today, limping around. Really doubt he goes. In fact, they said that he was headed to get like a scan to make sure nothing was torn.
He's not playing this weekend.
Yeah, he's not playing. Sporting Kansas City, not really scared of their attack, especially on the road. In fact, they're they're quite a bit more defensive on the road. Most teams are, but especially Kansas City. So I think that one goes under 3.5 pretty comfortably. Also, both of those teams are in the bottom 10 in chances created and expected goals this year. And Toronto is actually top 10 in the defensive side of that statistic as far as expected goals allowed. So Toronto obviously making a point to improve defensively. And look, guess what? I think we are back to Colorado Rapids home game unders being bankers, bro. I think we're back to it. I think that the under 3.5 when a game is being played in Denver at the Rapids home facility there, I think is a great parlay piece and will be for a long time, like it was for a long time in the last couple of years on the show. So LAFC, we talked about it before. They're not going to, obviously they scored a whole bunch on Nashville last week, but I wouldn't expect that on the road. What was that?
They were home.
Yeah, they were home. Yeah.
And everything said LAFC was due. They were due to just have a shellacking. Unfortunately, it was against Nashville. Just a bad time. But no, we've talked about LAFC too. Last year, their away games only went over 2 out of the 17 times. I look to play under 3 whenever I see LAFC on the road. Just because it's a different team. It's a different team when they travel, and that under 3 is pretty safe. So here you are getting an extra half goal, which I love. We talked Toronto. No Insigne takes the bite out of them. Flores back at the defensive midfielder spot where he's just been on a tear to start the season. Looks great against a just not good. I'm trying to think of other word to say, right? But that's really all it is. A not good Colorado Rapids. The Rapids issue is their coach as well, but we knew that when the hire was made. So
yeah,
but here we are. We're here, they're there. So what do we know?
Probably I feel like we know more than them, bro.
But no, I love the under 3.5 collaboration here. The cool thing about unders is you're winning as soon as the ball kicks off. So while people say they're not fun, you're automatically winning. You just don't have to lose it now, right? It's not like, well, I have to try to win. You just have to try not to lose. So I dig this. I think this is a good look here.
The only thing about unders is, and I wonder if anybody watching or listening does this too, but I can't watch the game when I have an under. I will check the score periodically, usually every like 15, 20 minutes. But I don't want to watch the game that I have an under on. It's not good for my blood pressure.
Oh, I have to watch it because I want to see in what ridiculous way does an under lose, right? Because
that sounds horrible. It sounds like
it's the only way to I guess feel better about it, right? Like because unders win, but they do lose, just like overs win and lose, right?
Yeah.
But if you're on the under and you get just like a stoppage time goal, right? Where it's just madness and they're just sending the ball in, or deflection, set piece goals. I love it when you're on an under, you have 2 or 3 set piece goals in a game. Like you're not going to get that luck when you're on the over.
Oh, never.
You don't get that love.
Yeah, never.
So yeah, it entertains me.
Absolutely. All right. Last one. Last game here. This should be a fun one.
Yep. So I'm going to hit up both teams to score plus over 2.5 here as Atlanta hosts the Chicago Fire. Place that at -115. GG and Almada should be back this weekend. We know what the Atlanta attack is, especially at home. But Garrison, one of their center backs, is now out for 2 to 3 weeks. So I like that as we look at the Fire, who are finding ways to score with a 1.56 expected goals a game through the first 5 games of the season. But they also let in plenty, man. They'll go to 1.76 expected goals against a game. The Fire games, surprising to me, have just been goal fests just about every week, except for last weekend. I think that was more weather induced than anything. I like it. Atlanta's team total over 1.5 is sitting at around -160 or worse, depending on the book you're on. So I'm going to tack on the extra goal. I'm not going to parlay both teams to score or eat that juice or anything like that. I tack on one more goal. I got it -115. 2-1 Atlanta, 2-2, 3-1 Atlanta. Like I expect goals here, right? These I don't expect any kind of real weird changes for Chicago and how they've been playing right now, even with Shaqiri back. And Atlanta's attack can cook when they really put it together. And so at home, I like Atlanta with some goals.
Is this this is our lone Sunday game.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the Sunday game. So little single game action for y'all on Sunday. So enjoy.
Man, I really wish. I wish when Champions League was over, and then obviously like League's Cup is around the corner at that point. But I wish when Champions League was over, we could stagger some games, like some Friday night games, some staggered games during Saturday, maybe three, like a good like 3-game Sunday, which I know we get sometimes. We get like the 3-game Sunday slate every now and then, but I wish we could stagger games because I would watch all the games. I wish that Apple TV would do a better job of staggering, and I think more people would watch too. Like, I mean, what's the incentive to smush them all together like that?
Budget. Like you're only paying so all the commentators and stuff, you're only paying them to do one big show, right?
Right. That's true.
Instead of doing like, multiple days, keeping them in different cities, stuff like that. Oh, big news. The referee strike is over. That reminds me. So we will have the regular MLS referees back this weekend.
Ted Uncle, here he comes.
No more of these shenanigans that's been happening these first 5 weeks. I mean, I never try to blame something on the refs, like a loss, right? Like I don't like things happen, right? Like that's the risk you take when you are, betting games and stuff. But the refereeing the first 5 weeks of MLS has been some of the absolute worst. There would be, and I hate VAR, but there would be riots had we not had VAR to bail these guys out. It has been awful every weekend. So I'm very happy, which is crazy to say, to have the normal refs back.
Yeah, it's good because I mean, obviously we've done well, four straight winning weeks, but there was absolutely some added variance. Also, the extended VAR reviews were getting tiresome. So it'll be good to have the normal guys back in there. It's always funny to watch when you have like a replacement situation. Like, do any of the refs really kick ass and they did a really good job? And so now, like, they're going to get the call up or whatever long term. No, I don't think so either.
The game was literally too fast for them.
Like, I mean, that's not a surprise.
They could not keep up with the game, and that's ultimately what blew my mind. Right? Is like there is skill in judging and refereeing a game, and I'm watching these guys. I'm like, they literally can't keep up with the game. And
well, think about how much faster Major League Soccer is than NCAA Division I. I mean, it's not even on the same planet, right? So
no, it's just wild, man. When you like see it firsthand, right? You're like, oh my God, these guys they're just not up for it. It's like you see somebody who just can't do the job, right? But you can't do anything but watch the train wreck.
The crazy part, like you said, was watching these guys. And it was all over there were a couple guys that you got to hand it to them were not way overwhelmed, but the vast majority were, and you could see it all over their face. It was too much for them. So
they were not used to having grown men making millions of dollars yelling in their face.
Yeah. And I mean, the physicality too. I mean, it's just, it's intense. What did the referees end up winning the negotiation?
I haven't seen the details. Honestly, because I haven't bothered to look. It's a 7-year deal, so to carry through the next 2 World Cup windows. So that's good. This is behind us for a while. I don't know what concessions were made. I doubt the refs got everything they wanted. That's just not normally how these work out. But obviously some inroads were made there in the negotiations for them to have signed, because I mean they straight rejected the first deal. So
right.
it's good.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I forgot to ask everybody to like the video. I should be doing that at the beginning, but sometimes I forget, long day. So like the video, please, leave a comment. Make sure you're following us on Twitter at MLS Live Podcast on Twitter, or X, sorry. And yeah, that's
Giroud to LAFC is pretty much a done deal.
It's pretty much a done deal.
Pretty much a done deal. Starts after the Euros.
Well, if you're saying that, then it's pretty much a done deal, because you're usually pretty careful with that type of thing. So
yeah, no, yeah,
so
it's moved quick from in principle earlier in the day to pretty much done. So starts after Euros. So Giroud's coming to LAFC, and it's going to be. I mean, we could be looking at a France versus Barcelona final with Giroud and Hugo with the Barca boys.
So who they'll still have one more DP spot, right, after Giroud?
I think so, yeah. But it depends. It's weird, right? Because the rule changes in the summer where you don't have to have under 22. So I haven't really dug the research to see who all that affects, right? Like who gets bought down, because there are a lot more of buy down options come this summer now once that rule goes into effect. So it'll be interesting to see. But they've got their DP9 in Giroud coming in, so it's a big get, man.
It's a big move.
I mean, Giroud, he's 37, but he still has 18 or 19 goal contributions this year for AC Milan. He's not washed by any means.
No, and that's the age thing, right? It's like Tom Brady at 37 is not the same thing as Drew Brees at 37, or somebody that their arm was completely gone. So age affects people differently. You do obviously wonder, like when somebody's 37, are you going to fall off at 38? Are you going to fall off at 39? Do we have 2 good years with you? And then obviously, what is Messi 37 now?
Is he 37 or 36? I don't remember off the top of my head.
So, and obviously he's still ridiculous. You could still make a case that guy's the best. So, it's age is a funny thing, the way it affects different people. And, that did bug me a little bit looking at the Giroud stuff, that people wanted to say, oh, here's MLS. Like it's a league of washed up players going again. And you cannot watch Giroud play and make that argument, because it doesn't work. All right. Okay, guys. Appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, we cranked out 6 bets here tonight on the show. Let me run them again at the bottom, like I've been doing. Inter Miami money line -130. Followed by LA Galaxy team total over 1.5, which, like Garrett said, it's an auto play right now. Best attack in Major League Soccer. They are absolutely cooking, and they're at home, so that's stupid. San Jose Earthquakes on the road +0.5, or double chance at the +102. FC Dallas also on the road, but playing Austin, who is Austin right now. So then we're going to do the double under 3.5 parlay. Toronto Sporting Kansas City under 3.5, LAFC Colorado under 3.5, and then Atlanta United Chicago Fire, both teams to score, plus the over 2.5 combo bet. And that will do it. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday. And let's have another fantastic week of Major League Soccer betting. This was the MLS Live Podcast on Sports Profit TV. We'll see you next week. Let's go for 5 straight winning weeks.
Thanks, guys. Best of luck.
Bye, guys.